Stanley out there. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, man. You know, I think as a father, Stanley did exactly what he's supposed to do, man. Keep your son
Yeah.
away from these bitches, man. He did what he, because a
You
lot
know
of
what I
niggas
just
learn the hard
realized?
way. A lot of niggas learn the hard way.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
gotta,
In Black
they gotta
America,
put,
if you're
they gotta put hands and feet on them like Hood. They learn the hard way.
if you're class conscious in Black America, you almost have to date out by default because Black America doesn't have hard class lines.
You know, I wonder, you know, if the people that do engage in it, that's one of the things they're concerned about. Here's a guy, he's an African guy. And here's a tweet from him I found very interesting. He says, whenever I check TikTok or generally social media, I mostly see white women sharing knowledge on history, technology, science, religion, medicine, etc. And I will say that sometimes when I'm on YouTube and I'll look at, what's the lady's name? Raging Tomato, whatever the hell her name is. And
Yeah.
they'll be debating religion, politics, some shit like that. I will see that a lot. And he says, same with Asian women, food too. Yeah, I see that a lot. But Black women, if it's not dating, sex, yanch, I'm not sure what yanch is, and gossip, is dancing or feminism and LGBTQ. And this is a tweet of him, picture, retweet or whatever. This is what he, this is what he tweeted there.
A lot of them, that's all they got to. A lot of them, that's all they got to offer. Honestly.
You know, and is that enough for, you know, upperly mobile man? You know, you got some ass.
I don't think it's enough for a man that that has your shit together. And I'm not anti-fat, you know, big booties, but I think if you're the type of woman showcasing it online, yeah, I can't fuck with that.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I think that is, you know, if Universal was here, you know, that is they kind of end up in a funnel to people like Universal. Yeah, I'm not putting Universal down.
Exactly. No, exactly.
I don't know if you were listening earlier. There was a restaurant guy. He just opened up a restaurant here directly up the block from where Rod's here live. Done some live streams, Busbo and Poets, that place. Yo, the guy was a white guy too, pimping the restaurant for women, right? So he opens up a soul food restaurant, and you know, you're gonna have an Instagram account and shit like that. So he's showing, you know, him cooking, and he's using that shit as a channel for women, right? Yeah. And bringing them into his restaurant at the same time. I said the Universal funnel. You might have to patent that shit. But you know, for successful men like him, right, who has a business that they want to come in and, you know, consume what he's selling anyway, he's using that, the social media interaction, to sleep with the women, right? Getting them pretty much on the free. You know, they're coming to him in his restaurant. You know, anyway, there was a guy, Fresh or something. So some woman outed him online by how he was going to all these women. So Universal happened to know one of the women. He actually knew of the guy. And one of the women, and it takes Universal to explain. So whenever he comes back, I want him to explain to you, because I think you'll find it interesting, the men's approach to one of these travel girls, prostitutes, versus a regular round the way girl. And Universal can explain it because he knows that world. So I'll share it with you. But that's you know, it is, you know, you remember how we talked about the Kendra G dating HB? Oh, we got Universal back. Universal, explain that concept of that restaurateur guy and his Black woman approach.
Oh yeah. So this guy, he has a very popular social media, both on TikTok and YouTube. He makes a lot of different foods and recipes. He pretty much makes a lot of Black dishes, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, catfish, stuff like that. But he got exposed recently because he's been sliding in DMs for all types of women, including porn stars. And he was inviting women to his restaurant. So he would like something, their page, and then they would send him an inbox, or he'll send them a message, DM. And then he would be like, hey, I'm in DC. If you're ever in DC, come to the restaurant. And that was the way that he was pulling chicks. But the issue was he was married. So they decided to expose him because he's a married man.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah, he fucked up. So
he fucked up. Yeah.
But if he wasn't married, I mean, everything he did is part of the course for today's world. I don't see anything wrong with outside the fact being married. So, yeah, he got caught up.
That's the problem.
But the bigger point I was telling you, that I was trying to point out, Universal, like for men like you, for men like him,
yeah,
it's like a funnel, right? Or it's
hell yeah.
women are basically cheap to get, right?
Yeah, I put some proof in the Slack
Right.
just from 2 weeks ago.
And so, for the men that are out here saying, "Oh, it's hard to find women," I mean,
no.
people like Universal and this guy, they're picking them up, rather without much effort by way of the channels that they're already in.
Yes.
To these women. These women are reaching out to them in many cases. So, anyway, it's very interesting. And I think it just so devalues them that they're not really worth marrying. I'm not talking about any particular woman. I'm saying in the position, the marketplace that they're in.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise that Stanley's son, who is upwardly mobile, would find someone who probably is more upwardly mobile than most of the sisters will be. Let's take a look at this. This is Xavier. What's his name? Worthy?
Xavier Worthy, for the Chiefs.
All right, he's the guy who I think he had him a sister. Is that right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Files a lawsuit against his ex-fiancee who accused him of domestic violence. You might remember Worthy was arrested earlier this month in Texas. His ex-fiancee, Tia Jones, claims he choked her after a heated argument. Now, in Worthy's lawsuit, he says Jones would not leave his house after he caught her cheating. The lawsuit also claims instead of leaving, she scratched his face and even ripped out some of his hair. You see the photo here. Worthy's lawsuit then says after he was arrested, she went back to the home, damaged some of his property. Worthy is now seeking damages between $250,000 and $1 million.
Damn, what did she tear up? Holy shit.
She must have tore up everything.
He'll never get whatever she tore up, though.
Damn.
I was making this point. This is why I kind of take the hard line, I take, just to highlight certain realities. As a man, the fact that you have to stand by and allow her to just ruin all of your stuff and there's nothing you can do, you have to call the police. Like you got to call the white man to come deal with that, and he may or may not deal with it. The whole situation is emasculating in and of itself.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. We got another person joining. What's up, man?
This is just that was a perfect example of why I always have the 5D strategy. Definitely, dodge, daggle, daily. Damn it. Do it.
You have to explain it to us.
By that, I mean, you do not engage with KK Keisha in any way, shape, or form. Not even at work if you can avoid it. If you can avoid it, just be a freelancer, be a trucker, whatever you got to do. Do not get around these doggone black females. We just had a doggone somebody put up in the Telegram. This brother is a trucker, and he's hitting a hard time by guess what? KK Keisha, the baby hair bandit, the balding, belligerent, bellicose baboon.
The baby hair bandit.
I'm using that one. That's hilarious.
But how so, though? What is she done there?
Okay, so hold on. I'll put the link up. Hold up. We got the link right here. Somebody put it right up here, and I said the exact same thing. Hold on. I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on. Let me 1 second. Let me just
here.
Give me just one good moment. Hold on, just 1 good second, brother, because they just put it up. Hold on, where was that at? Let me just show you. Here we go. I'm gonna just put it in the back for you, good brother. You see for yourself. I will not say a word. You can just see for yourself. Here you go.
So if you had problems dating sisters,
let's just be honest about it.
What? Yeah.
Let's just be honest about it. Okay, look. These hoes is going, okay, but then again, but after the post nut clarity, after you get to the they ain't useful for anything else other than that, bro.
Do you feel like
they're not? Sorry.
So what do you think about interracial dating then?
Sir, interracial dating and mating is the way to go for any forward and upwardly mobile black man out there. In most cases, I myself have done it myself. I have been married to my white, and I do mean white woman for over a decade. She's a tall, big-hipped, fat-assed white woman at that. She a full-on pog, baby.
Oh, damn.
She done popped out 3 Count them, three. Count them,
White woman?
three of my children. Oof.
Sound like Stanley.
First time I met her, I was like, whoo, and everybody else. Every time I introduced them to my male family, because I have mostly men in my family, like, hey there, boy, ha ha, I see you, I see you there, player, I see you. So yeah, look, man, look, I understand. Look, I get it. Everybody loves mama, but unfortunately, mama is not good for anything more than just skeet and skedaddle. The B&B, bang, bust, and buy, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.